everyone, welcome back. This is my wonderful friend Shirley. She is a florist and a flower farmer, and she has had so much great experience making floral arrangements. In fact, she made my floral arrangements for my own wedding, and she just did it this weekend for my mother's wedding. She is showing us today how you can make amazing floral arrangements with things in your own home and in your garden.
In the exhaustion, tiredness of having these plans and spending this weekend, I forgot all my tools on my way over here. But I knew Jolene had some basic things we needed, and so we can just always make floral arrangements with anything we have. This is some floral wire you just happen to have. We picked these two vessels, which are beautiful. This must be a soup tureen.
Yes.
A little soup tureen.
Yep.
I don't know what, maybe a sauce. But Liam picked this one out because he likes the size, I'm sure. And so I thought we could make a companion piece because she has some glorious blooms and stuff. So what I've done is just take a handful of wire and I kind of wove it in itself like if you were crocheting, just so that it's connected. So a loop in a loop, and it's really not, it's just kind of a mess. And then you just bunch it up and put it in there, and it will hold your stems. So that if you try to make with a few stems, you know, sometimes you buy something at Trader Joe's or something and there's not a ton of stems in there. If you use something like this, or chicken wire, or if the tape too, then you can get that same feel. We just put the tape on to really hold the wire in place. And it also helps hold stems too, because the tape doesn't move as easily as this thin wire will. So I did the same thing here where I pinched the tape so that it's skinny, because this is packing tape. So, which is awesome.
Is all we had.
It's awesome, it will work.
You don't have packing tape, or you have the thinner, regular, I don't know what you call
Floral
it.
tape.
Floral
tape is wonderful. I get it on Amazon for just a couple bucks.
So if you're gonna do this all the time, just invest in that.
Just invest in it. It takes nothing. It's no time.
Now we're gonna go into the garden, and Shirley's gonna explain why she chooses certain pieces over others. So let's go get some flowers.
Wanted to use these artichokes. They're just glorious right now, this time of year. So that kind of going to pick our color scheme. I was kind of thinking with the purple and orange would be a pretty combination.
Yeah.
And so these are just fantastic. So these are kind of what we're going to base the whole thing off of. I like the contrasting shape of this panicle, which this must be a oak leaf hydrangea.
It is, yep.
Okay. Good thing we brought the bigger vase. Generally, we cut stems as long as absolutely possible. But because I'm cutting for a particular bowl, and I saw that bowl was pretty short, I'm giving myself plenty of room, but not overcutting. This is a stilby. Mostly, I love the shape of it.
Pretty much past its prime, but it still looks beautiful.
But you know what? That's the fun thing. I mean, the artichokes, of course, are past what we would normally cut an artichoke. In my garden, I have some seed pods coming from my Queen Anne's lace type of flowers, and those dead seed pods are just so cool in themselves. When the way they curl back up and all the seeds inside. I love all that. Wanted to enhance the purple with some yarrow, so we'll do shades of purple. I'm gonna grab a couple of oranges here so that our orange won't
zinnias.
Now zinnias, I am cutting back far before you, because you'll get better blooms than if I cut right here. To get your best blooms, you cut deep. Do you mind if I take a long piece?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's nice to get shades of the same colors.
I love how Shirley is incorporating a lot of edibles, including flowering basil and flowering oregano and the artichokes.
It is so fun to incorporate edibles. I don't do it much because I don't grow them.
Now Shirley's going to dig into the flowering carrot.
They smell like carrot.
Yeah.
I used them at a friend's party, and man, they were wonderful. Purples and blues are recessive, so you don't see them as much as yellows and oranges.
Yes.
So these are little tiny purples, so they just go away pretty easily. I'm going to grab a couple of these, even though they're one-day flowers. They're going to be great with the purple of the artichoke. One of my favorite things in the world is a crooked stem.
Oh, really?
We try super hard to grow them straight, And that's what customers want, but crooked stems you can get the best arrangements with.
And these are called Bells of Ireland.
Bells of Ireland, they're wonderful. So we're going to start with the main thing in our flower arrangement, which are the artichokes. And I'm just cutting it a little bit. I'm going to stick it in between these this wire and the tape and just place it. Placing them to be friends. It's nice to group things together. It is a method of design. And this third one, I am going to stick in over on the other side here. We get this lovely little start, and then my little mini one I'm gonna put
In
Liam's little dish. I'm gonna just put this too because it's fairly big, and so I want to get it placed before I don't have room for something. So you start with the big
and then work
I
into
am
the small.
starting with the big.
Gotcha.
Not always, but yes, they're going to be foundational and everything else is going around them. That's actually one of the things I like about doing floral design as a craft, a hobby, artistic expression, is because we were talking about this the other night, weren't we?
Yes.
If you've ever knitted a sweater and then not liked it,
you have it forever.
If you don't like this,
it's gone
you can
after a while.
That's right. It's only a couple of days of discomfort. I want to get some height in here, although this gives us some height. So this is going to be probably at a dining table. So, because they're the dining dishes.
Right.
So generally, we're not going to be going too very tall with it.
Right.
We want to go long and low, because how many times have you sat at a table and somebody takes it off and puts it on the floor? That makes me nuts.
Yes, especially as a florist, you're like, I worked so hard.
I worked hard on that. There's a method of floral design where they talk about doing a thriller, a spiller, and a filler. So your spiller would be the way I've used these snapdragons, which usually you use snapdragons going up.
Right, because they're tall.
Because they can be tall.
But they can be beautiful.
But they can be draped.
Too.
Right.
Yes.
And so so this would be our spiller.
Exactly.
And this is a nasturtium. I think that's going to look great next to this.
So lovely, just kind of flowing over the side.
Flowing over the side next to this beautiful artichoke. So our artichokes would be our thriller.
Our thriller. They're the statement.
The statement
We
piece.
plan the whole arrangement around those.
Picking those. That's right. One of the important things is, though, to have something drape over the side of your vase. It makes it look like it goes with it, not just that it's been plunked in it. So if everything in your vase goes straight up, then it looks like you stuck your stuff in a vase, right?
Which is what I usually do.
Don't we all?
If you have something draping over.
If you have something draping over the side, it connects the flowers with the vase. We also want it to look similar to how it might grow if they grew together.
Oh,
you know, so
right. So it looks natural.
Right,
exactly.
Natural. So this going into this is fine. This one curled back around here is fine, because it just looks a little more natural than if each piece is a standalone.
Exactly. So would the marigolds be considered like more of a filler in this regard?
Marigolds would be a filler,
okay.
Yes, because they're just going to take up some space, especially here in the center.
I love how, because you put that floral and wire and tape in there, they just naturally, even though this bowl is so shallow, they're naturally standing up. So you get a little bit of height. Oh, see that.
In a particularly shallow bowl, we do want to do a lot of that. That's why this wire method is particularly good for a shallow bowl. So once you get enough stuff in your base, you can kind of tuck something in among them. And see, if we keep this as in one or two, we'll still look through it without becoming irritated with it.
With the wind, we'll see how that holds up.
That's right.
I love how Shirley is using different shades of the same color, the purples, lighter pinkish purple, different shades of orange to really kind of bring out the color scheme that you're doing.
I love yarrow because it can be used high in place of this, but it can also be used kind of as a carpet in here.
Yes.
And one thing you would want to do if you're doing this at home, these two pieces are too close to the same height. So if you're making like a carpet of flowers, you want them to be all different heights because it's more interesting. I'm really trying to fill it up now at the base. And have it look a little bit natural, a little bit like it could have been in the garden.
I love that. So sometimes you put two of the same thing together.
I often do for more impact and for cohesiveness, and then put another one on the other side or something. So we're just filling it. I love this kind of wild look myself. Fresh from the garden look.
Interesting. Shirley saw this one and immediately was drawn to it because it has kind of an interesting shape. She says it'll add a lot of unique texture to the vase.
Yep. In fact, let me take it and use it. These are lovely, but they're a little bit of a pill because you have to take off these little
I didn't know
leaves.
that.
Yes. This is bells of Ireland, so it helps the bells stand out. And they must die faster. And they're pokey little things. Yes, they are. I plant them every year, and every year I planted about 100 and some this year, and I had like 4. And they grew like this tall. This oregano is wonderful. It smells so good, and the basil too.
And it has like a little bit of green, a lot of green,
bit
a
of
little bit of white
flowers.
So it adds this kind of a daintiness
It
to
does.
it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Explain a few good flowers that have good vase life if someone wants to do this more often.
Zinnias are a great summer flower with a magnificent vase life. Hydrangeas have great vase life as long as you keep them hydrated.
Okay.
Roses, I've got to really mix on that. We're gonna start growing some more roses, and I hear they have a 3 to 5 day, but how do we get them from South America with a zillion days? So see what I mean about the lavender being recessive?
Yes,
like almost a waste.
Hide in there. Yep. Yes.
But what's wonderful about lavender is it has the fragrance. You can pull your shape with it. Continue your shape.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, I'm glad you think so.
Oh, I mean,
you never know what someone else is gonna think.
I was so curious what Shirley was going to find in my garden and create. And I'm just blown away at how you could just find stuff and make it beautiful. Look like it from a magazine. Here she has the drapes, what do you call those? The spillers. A lot of fillers here.
Yep.
And then you have a few of these more statement type pieces.
That's right. That's right.
The thrillers.
Now we could put an artichoke right here too.
Ah, okay.
See that space right there? Yeah. It's filled with just botanical stuff. Do you want to put one in there? Let's do.
Yeah. Okay. Decided kind of a last minute thing to add would be one more artichoke statement piece, kind of right in their center, since we seem to have a little space for it. Shirley has made these absolutely gorgeous arrangements, and if you take a look 360 around, each side of this arrangement is beautiful and stunning, but unique to itself. So no matter where you were sitting at a table, you can absolutely get a different view. And she used so many different things, from edibles to statement pieces to things that would be past their prime, what a lot of people think are past their prime. It has made a very cohesive, beautiful arrangement. It brought it kind of together and made it look a little wild too. Adding a few things out the side like this to kind of make it feel asymmetrical, like you would see in the garden.
Yeah. Now you can use the same garden things and come up with a very formal.
Yes. And you could a totally different
look. And that's fun. It's fun to see all the different things you can do.
I know Shirley has given you a lot of tips today to kind of point you in the direction of how you could get more creative with flowers in your own garden and with things in your own home, like a bowl. Right? Did you have any other tips or closing thoughts you wanted to kind of bring in before I do my closing statement?
Just try. I mean, keep doing it. That's the thing, the more we make it, just like anything else, the more we will like it and the more we'll like what we do.
Exactly. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know you learned some amazing tips, and Shirley was such a pro, so thank you for coming on with us today and giving us all your amazing professional tips. And I'm going to close with, go out and grow something. God bless.